Hey, what's up? How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys had a great Monday start to the week. Let's make it a good week, okay? So, yesterday I had did this video and actually put it through the editor knowing that it would take probably, 45 minutes to an hour to render it. And then when I went back to play it, it didn't render it. So, yeah, I wanted to I know I'm a day late on this, and I just felt like I had to, still honor it. And that's a video on 9/11. I mean, that day I remember so vividly. I was on my way back to the recording studio. Our recording studio used to be in this pretty tall, they're like office buildings, but the basement, in between the basement and the upstairs, was thick. So, I mean, they could put those speakers as loud as they wanted to, no one would hear. And I remember walking there and then just like not hearing any music because you could, if they had like what we call like the rock patio, because it was like a whole bunch of rocks and then a patio that was built underneath, so you could go outside, and it was just like a large porch basically, get some fresh air or something. And usually they'd have the doors open and you could hear a faint sound of music going on. But when I walked in, I remember not hearing a thing, and I'm like, that's odd. And mind you, this, you know 2001, I had a cell phone, but it's not streaming you information. It's not giving you, what's going on, minute by minute. I remember walking, downstairs, opening the door, thinking, they might not all be here or something. They were all there, just glued to the TV, and I could not stop thinking about this. I'm like, oh my god! And I think I got there. Well, no, I know I got there before the second plane had hit, because everybody at that point kept on making speculations that they didn't hear yet that it was an actual commercial plane. They thought it was a bomb. So I'm getting all this misinformation from everybody until they have and show the proof that it was an airplane that hit the first tower. And then just being glued to it, seeing the second tower, it just felt so weird, because I remember I had to go downtown for a meeting after. I went back to the record label and I was gonna head back downtown, and as I was driving, it just felt so empty, almost like the scene on Vanilla Sky when Tom Cruise is in New York's Times Square. Nobody's there. Almost like that kind of vibe. And uh, I remember seeing some of the federal buildings downtown being evacuated. Um, yeah, it was a surreal moment. One of those moments where somebody asks, "Where were you when this happened?" Just like maybe baby boomers, like, "Where were you when JFK was killed or assassinated?" Like, where you were at when something significant like this happened. So, like I said, I wanted to pay my respect in regards to this, and yeah, here it goes. So, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sorry for pausing so soon, there's a really good documentary out about this, and they were able to catch this footage because a French filmmaker wanted to document what it was to be a firefighter. A lot of it focused on a young man who had just graduated, from the fire department academy, and razzing him, hazing him, just just being fun with him. And he, it was amazing because he was told to stay at the station, but he felt like he couldn't just stay there and do, you know, he couldn't do anything. He had to go help, and he just went on his own and left, the station to one person, just sit there and watch the horrors, because all the fire stations were all, at the scene. And it was a French filmmaker who had started, setting up the cameras to document the day, and he's the first one to have documented the plane hitting the tower, but we didn't know that by that point.
Oh, shit!
What the hell was that?
It sounded like a plane crash.
Hey, Beth. What is that? Somebody hit the World Trade Center or the...
It's a Trade Center.
The World Trade Center.
Number 2.
Yeah. This just in, you were
Matt just
looking
mentioned
at
we have a breaking
obviously
news
very
story to tell you
disturbing
about.
launch out there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed.
As we go now, we have serious news of a major, a very tragic event for you right now. Incredible plane crash into the World Trade Center.
I just heard a loud boom.
I saw that actually.
You did? Was it a plane? That's what I was thinking. It was a terrorist attack.
Immediately, there's speculation or cause for concern. This is the World Trade Center that was the center of a terrorist bombing some years ago. So the questions have to be asked, was this purely an accident, or could this have been an intentional act? But either way, extensive damage.
What's this other jet doing? What's this other jet doing? Holy fuck!
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Looks like 6, 7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Wait, hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll tell you what's going on.
Right, oh my God, another plane has just hit. It hit another building. Flew right into the middle of it. Explosion. My God, it's right in the middle of the building.
Take your reader up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153. At the count of 3, everyone should be on page 153.
Mom, another plane just crashed into the other World Trade Center. Another plane hit a jet, a jumbo jet. I'm so scared. I'm leaving. No, I know. Don't, Megan. You can't. Bye. I love you. Megan. Mom, I'm in Carol. I'm getting the phone. Please wait for me.
We do have some videotape of the second plane, and you can see it there.
Where? I didn't see it. Oh, whoa.
This is
crazy. We're under attack.
Going into buildings.
And from our vantage point, yeah, clearly difficult to tell.
We're under attack.
What type of plane that is, but it's a horrific scene.
All right, we've just been told also, Michael, sorry, the New York Stock Exchange is being evacuated, as is, I'm sure, much of Wall Street, if not all of it, as much as possible. But the New York Stock Exchange has suspended trading for the moment.
It's war.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
David, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we're looking at live pictures of the Pentagon where there is billowing smoke. Jim Miklashevsky just reported that he heard an explosion, and right now we're looking at an aerial view of the Pentagon.
There are reports that the Pentagon has been evacuated and the White House is being evacuated. Clearly, you're seeing now these pictures from Washington, D.C.
All of the airports across the country have been shut down. All flights have been canceled for another 7 hours, which is about 5 o'clock Eastern time, and then we'll reignite there. We'll take a look what's going on after that. The probability of extension, as they call that, is high.
Take 2. Take 2 and 2, 1. This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the 2 towers A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
I hope I live. I hope I live. It's coming down on me. Here it comes. I'm getting behind a car.
Anthony, you okay? Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Watch out, watch out.
Help me, Jesus! Help! Help!
No idea. I'll tell you that I can't see that second tower, but there was a cascade of sparks and fire, and now it looks almost like a mushroom cloud explosion, this huge billowing smoke in the second tower. This was the second of the two towers hit.
Now this is what it looked like moments ago. My God.
The remains of a airplane crash over on Lambertsville Road, and probably had a terrorist bomb on board that blew up. I don't know anything more than that. That's what I heard on the scanner. I just saw the smoke come up, and the explosion shook the house clear over here, and we are, what, 15 miles from Lambertsville.
In Washington, there is a large fire at the Pentagon. The Pentagon has been evacuated. And there's, you can see, perhaps the second tower, the front tower, the top portion of which is collapsing. Good Lord. There are no words. We have a report that a 747 is down in Pennsylvania, and that remains unconfirmed at this point, and so we will check on that.
I know this is supposed to be like a reaction, but it's just, to this day, still gets to me. Like, the lack of value on human life that these people have is just extraordinarily dumbfounding. I mean, I mentioned going to a private school and having a required Bible class where we studied all the religions, and nowhere in the Quran does it mention that killing is going to cleanse anything or absolve them of their sins, as far as I was aware, as far as I've known. I mean, it was just pure hatred in their hearts. Just indescribable.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. The search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice. We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them.
I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
God, what a moment in history. I'm sorry. It's just so hard to watch that. Like I said, what else can be said that I haven't said? It's awful. Just people who have such little value on other people's lives is just plain up. Like, how can you have so much hatred in your heart that you'd want to do something like that? Just wars in general. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense to me. But I mean, it happened, and I'm glad that they caught those who did it. And whether or not you guys believe in hell, I hope those who did crash those planes are burning in hell. Each and every person that planned that, taking innocent lives, wives, mothers, daughters, sons, fathers. I mean, it's just, my goodness, it's just something else. Anyways, guys, like I said, I felt kind of, I felt really bad that I didn't get it out yesterday after I edited, but, you know, things happen, so apologize about that. But anyways, guys, yeah, hope you all are doing well, and sorry for the delayed reaction on this, and I'll see you again, or you'll see me again real soon.